How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a how to find the maximum profit for your animals here on Farming Simulator 25. And we're going to take a look at chickens. Specifically, we're going to take a look at roosters. This series is not going to look at any animals that produce something as an output. So in this case, our female chickens will produce eggs. Something like sheep will produce wool. Goats will produce goat's milk, so on and so forth. So we're not going to take a look at any of those because the argument can be made that it will never be a good time to sell off those animals because they will always be able to produce that product. And because they can produce that product, it takes time to get spun back up and get the new animal's health up to 100%, so they're producing at their maximum capacity. So that downtime is less money that you're able to bring in from that product, therefore, not really worth in the end. So we're going to focus in solely on those animals that can be just used by themselves. So here we are looking at roosters. Now, one thing that we're going to do in this series as well is purchase all of our products that we need to be able to feed our animals and to take care of them. The reason that we're going to do that is because I want to be able to show what is the minimum profit that we can receive from the maximum amount of inputs into the game. And then from there, you can always cut away around the margins to be able to get more and more profit out of it. But what I can't do is sit there and show you, well, this is the maximum profit you can get if you get everything, and then kind of bump it up from there. It would be far easier for everybody to kind of comprehend that, yes, this price can go down or the profit can go up, but because the inputs are going down. So at this point, this video is going to get broken down into two separate sections. Number one, taking a look at a single rooster and what kind of values we expect to see from that rooster. And then the second part is going to be taking the numbers that we got from the single rooster and extrapolate it out to a full pen full of roosters. So before I get into all the various different things that I've found for this specific animal type, I wanted to kind of give a breakdown of what you're going to see here for the tables that I've created. So in the first table that you'll see a description of the month number, month, age, feed diff, value diff, total feed needed, total cost of feed, and value minus total costs. Now, what do each one of those columns represent? Month number is just the number at which you start looking into the actual data. So if I go into the game, very first month of August, that's going to be denoted with month number 1. If I'm then 5 months later, it's going to be January, month number 6. Month denotes the actual in-game month that is being represented. Age is the representation of the age for the animal. So when you first get into game and you purchase your animal for the very first time, they're going to be at age 0, always starting. Feed is going to be the total amount of feed that can fit into, so let me back up. Feed will start always with the total amount of feed that will fit into the pen or pasture that is being used in the description. So I specifically chose the largest available barns that were for the given animal at any given description. So for an example, our chicken barn can hold up to 9,000 liters and no more. Feed diff is the difference month to month of how much feed was consumed by the given animal. Value is the actual monetary number displayed for the animal that represents how much they are worth at that given time. Value diff is the difference between the value that they are worth and the initial payment that you gave in order to get that animal. So that payment includes not only the cost of the animal, but the cost of the delivery as well. Total feed is the total amount of feed that they have consumed up until that point in time. So if they are 5 months in, it's going to include the 5th month, the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st months. So it's going to include all those as an aggregate into that final total. Total food needed is how many purchasables are you going to have to purchase in order to get to the total feed necessary. So in the case of something like roosters, if you're in the 5th month and they have eaten up to 20 liters of food, well, you only need 1 pallet to be able to cover that level of food consumption. So it's going to be represented by the number 1. Total food or total cost of feed is just the value at which you had to purchase said feed. And then value minus total cost is going to be how much is your total value minus the amount of cost it took to get the feed. And that's the kind of representation of the single animal table. And then there's going to be the full pen table. And that full pen table is going to be the same as the original single pen or single animal table, but it's going to then be multiplied by the maximum amount of animals that can fit in the barn that is being represented in the video. So now that I've kind of laid that all out, I'll go back to the main video so you can see all the various breakdowns. Now, what we're going to start with is the amount of feed that is going to take in order to feed a rooster. A rooster will eat 5 liters of wheat, barley, whatever you put in, they'll eat 5 liters every month. That's it. It doesn't take a lot. But what we also need to understand is the prices. So for a single rooster, it costs $6 to purchase a rooster. That means that with a rooster, when we first buy it, you can see you get a value starting out of 0, which means you're already $6 in the hole in order to buy that rooster. After the first month, at 100% productivity or 100% health, it goes up from 0 to $5. That means that you're now at a net loss of $1. Not a big deal. But because we have to purchase our food, or because there is the possibility of purchasing food, we are now down $1,500 because we get 1,000 liters for $1,500. It's extremely expensive for chicken feed. Extremely expensive. So expensive, in fact, that you can go out 39 months and still never turn a profit on a single chicken. On a single rooster, you will never turn a profit because eventually they reach their maximum output, which is $20, and they reach that at 6 months. So at best, you're always going to be down $1,486 if you buy your feed. So that there, number 1, should tell you, make sure you provide the feed for your chickens yourself, because you can at least make the $14 in profit if you don't have to sit there and worry about buying anything. But this is where it gets really interesting. Let's extrapolate this out into a full pen. 360 roosters will then give you nothing. Nothing at all. What I mean by that is you will never be profitable if you are purchasing chicken feed. Ever. And this is all base game numbers. This is all just kind of, making sure that you're not taking into account mods or things like that. Roosters will never be profitable if you purchase wheat. Never. And so much so that after month number 1, your chickens, if you have 360 chickens, which is the biggest barn that we can get without customizing it, that means that they will eat 1,800 liters of feed. That means you will need 2 bags of chicken feed at a cost of $3,000. Well, the maximum profit that you can make off of 360 chickens at that point in time is you're still in the whole $360. So you are now still in a net loss of $3,360 after the first month. But what if we go fast forward to when they're the most profitable at month number 6? Well, at that point, they have eaten 800 liters, which means you need 11 bags of food in order to feed them and keep them at 100% up until that time, which means you are spending $16,500. So that adds up really quick, and your total profit that you'll get from your chickens is $5,040, which means that you are at a loss of $11,460. You cannot, if you're going to do roosters, you cannot purchase the feed ever, because the moment you purchase it, you've now made a input more expensive than whatever output you can get. Now again, if you have wheat and you have 10,800 liters and you want to wait 6 months, that is an easy $5,000. That is an easy $5,000, and I don't think you're going to get $5,000 out of your wheat potentially. Let's take a look at this screen here. So our barley, oh no, okay, so that actually just kind of changed my tune quite a bit. Oh wait, let me double check. I'm on easy economy. Let me go out to normal economy. There we go. So at 10,000, ooh, that's going to be really close, actually. So if you get a profit margin of $664 per 1,000 liters with the barley, that means that it's actually going to be more advantageous to wait until December to sell off your barley for its maximum price output. So you're not going to have to wait 6 months, or potentially wait 6 months to allow the roosters to get up to full value. What does wheat give us? We scroll down to wheat. It's all the way down towards the bottom. Let's see. Wheat. There it is. Oh, wow. Even worse. $716 for a maximum profit margin on the sales in December. So, yeah, if you wait until December to sell off both your wheat and barley, and probably going to be the same thing for sorghum because they can take sorghum as well, you're going to lose money on your individual products. So, really, at the end of the day, do not do roosters. Don't do roosters if you intend to have them as a kind of selling feature. You want to raise them up to sell them off, because you're going to lose money. You're going to lose out big time. So yeah, that's kind of a surprise little twist there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing. The shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. That being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.